What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel and thanks for tuning in to today's video. Milestone, we just hit over 100 views on our PW80 oil plug dilution kit. Thanks for watching. Today's video is going to be a live axle install on a go-kart. So I've seen a couple videos by the big names on YouTube that do these things all the time, but they didn't go step by step. So today I'm going to show you how I'm going to walk through this, and maybe we'll learn something together. So let's get going. Alright, so this cart we picked up, I got it from a guy off of the old Facebook. I don't know what it is. It was in decent shape and it wasn't a bad price. The front tires are pretty bald. The back tires, those were bad too. I took them off. We're going to keep the front ones on for now, but we got two new ones. There's one there and there's the other wheel. Tires around here somewhere. So that's our cart. We're going to power it up with the 212 Predator Harbor Freight engine. So we're going to go ahead and get that on. And I picked up all of my parts for this build off of BMI Karts. I know the big name out there is Go Power Sports, but I found this other website as well. And the prices weren't too bad. So I picked up this 38-inch 1-inch live axle with 2-inch threads on the end and 1/4-inch keyway all the way through. That was about $50 with the 12-inch 1/4 key stock and the 2 axle nuts. Then I picked up these 4 collars. They're about $5 a piece. And I picked up these 2 bearings. I think they're about $6 each. And like I said, I got new tires and rims, so that's just based on what you want. So first things first, I came with an axle on it, obviously, but it was so seized together and everything. I tried to save it and reuse it, but I couldn't. So I ground it off, got everything off, and the only thing we were able to salvage off it are the bearing brackets, the sprocket, which happens to be a 60-tooth 35 chain, and also the brake drum sitting right there. So let's go ahead and get this party started. Alright, first thing we're going to do is get these bearing hangers in. Like I said, I already had these, but you can pick them off the internet as well. Not too expensive. So I'm going to get these on, get the bearings in. I'm not 100% sure which way the smaller side is going to go, but I'm going to point mine towards the inside. Actually, you know what? Let's check the old one. Of course, that one's still attached and I have no idea which side I cut. So I'm gonna guess though towards the inside. That's how we're gonna put ours. If I'm wrong, go ahead and put it in the comments below. Let me know. Well, I do know for sure, when you put these together, you sandwich it. Hanger, bearing, hanger. Just like that. Put it where you're putting it and bolt it into place. And then tighten it down, and we'll do the same thing on the other side. Alright, the more I look at this, if you check this out, when it's tight, we're not going to be able to set that very well in the axle. So I'm going to go ahead and flip this around and put it on the outside. So let's do that. I don't think these matter. Nah, they're all the same. Alright, so I'll put it back in. And put the other one on. And we'll put it back in. Can you do it this way? Through? Oh, I like that. Is that right? Oh, there's old marks here, so we're gonna put it on the outside. we'll go ahead and assume the first guy knew what he was doing. Because the second guy definitely doesn't. So we'll get that on. We'll go ahead and do the same thing on the other side. Alright, so now we're going to figure out what's going to go in what order. So I'm going to start from right to left here. Alright, so there we go. We got the axle through. Now we can kind of see what needs to go where when we get it on. Seems a little hard to get in, but I think I kind of like the tight fit there. So I have the sprocket. That's going to go here. We got a couple collars. I know one's going to go on each tire, so I can put those on last. I'll be able to slide that on the end, then the tire, then the nut, so that'll all be able to fit right in here. So those can go last. I just got to figure out where to put the sprocket on. So I'm assuming slide that on. Then we can slide the brake on there, slide it all through, and I think we should be good. Let's try that. That should slide over. There we go. We're going to put some key stock in that too. And we'll get the sprocket back on. Put that through. And then we'll put our last collar on the inside on. Almost 3/16. Loosen that up. Put that on. And slide that through. Maybe. There we go. Alright, so check that out. We got all three of those pieces on. Let's look from the underside. This collar will go here and rest against the bearing there. Then this one will come here and rest against this bearing. And then this has its own lock set to prevent it from sliding. So what these are going to do is keep the axle from shifting left to right. And then the next one we'll put on will be one of these. Then the wheel will be able to go on, and then an axle nut will go outside that. So let's get a quick measurement here to make sure we're centered, because right now we are not even close. So we'll measure that out and try to get it centered up. Alright, center that up. We actually got a 40-inch axle. I thought it was 38, but we got a 40. So there's our center mark on that. And then our cart was 15 3/4 wide, so we went 7 7/8, and that puts us there. So all we're going to do is kind of eyeball it. And our mark is still way out there. So slide everything over and keep pushing until we get to our mark. Alright, there's our mark there. And there's our mark on the top of the cart. It looks like that is a little too far to the... It looks funny on camera. So right there looks center with the lines. If I look there, that actually looks pretty center with the cart. One thing, oh no, I didn't think about when I got the tires, oh boy, is how big my tires are and if they'll fit, oh no, in this range. I'm hoping they come out wide. I didn't think about that. I got 15s and it came with 13s. So hopefully my tires will fit in that little area. But we got all that set up. We'll get the 1/4 inch square cut for those pieces. I think they're about an inch wide, so we'll get those cut, put them in. We'll tighten down the collars and the collars. Then we'll slide that kind of into place. I'll put the bolt in it, but not tight. That way we can move it around and get the engine on. And then lastly, we will put a collar on the inside here, collar on the inside here, and we'll be able to slide our wheels on, and axle nut over top on the ends. So let's get that. Collars, looks like they're 1/2 inch, so I'm going to go ahead and cut a piece. I'm going to cut actually 4 of these. I'm going to cut 1/2 inch pieces. I'm going to use, I'm just going to use a jigsaw with a metal blade, cut them right off. So, be right back, get these cut, and we'll get our collars installed. Alright, so we got our 4 pieces cut. I got them there in a little tray. They're still hotter than crap, but we're going to line our first one up. Find the least hot one. There we go. Starting to cool down. And drop that in the keyway. Just like that. Zoom in on that side there. That's probably good enough. So we'll drop it in the key, just like that. And we're going to slide that all the way over, making sure we still stay as center as we can back here. We'll come a little that way. Oh, lost you. So I want to be about right there. So we'll slide our key there. And the one thing about this, it's going to be tucked in a little edge like that. So I think I'm going to want to do that side first, so I can pull the axle over, tighten it, and we'll slide it in, because this side I have more room to reach. So let's switch over. We'll do this side first. And I want my collar to be somewhere right there. So I'm going to get everything lined up. Drop the key in. Maybe this is why there's no like whole videos of this, because it really isn't that hard. So that's it. Just slide that little key in just like that. If you can see it in there. Slide it in the collar. And I'm going to tighten those a little bit, and I'm going to pull the axle over so I can get some space here. Tighten them real tight, and then we'll push that back and work on the other side here. So we'll get the L shape, and we'll get in there and tighten that down. Alright, so once we get it kind of where we want it, I'm going to kind of slide it along so it's in the middle. Now I got a little bit of room to work. So we'll get that in there. We'll get that tightened. I don't know how tight these should be. I know how tight I'm going to make them, because I don't want anything to fall, slide, slip, or break. So we'll get that nice and tight. Alright, that's probably not going anywhere. And these were already lined a little bit with some blue Loctite. So now, I know it was centered. Come back here to the back. We'll check our center mark again. So there's our mark, and there's our bottom. So we're pretty good still. So we'll come to the other side. Now we got it pulled all the way through. And now all we have to do is put this one all the way to the wall. It's got a little bit extra material on it yet. We'll grind that off quick. Don't think the grinder's plugged in. Oh, it is plugged in, the ceiling outlet. There we go. And that was the neighbor's dog that sounded like dying something. Alright, we got the edge cleaned up. No more crazy chicken dog next door barking. There we go, that fits better in the keyway now. Weird, huh? So, just need to get it into the collar. There we go, boom. Just like that. So we're in, and then we want to make sure we have the axle pushed all the way. Tight. Whoa, there we go, lost you. Hope you don't get seasick. So we're all the way tight, and we'll push this all the way tight, and we're gonna have to use the L shape for this one, so we don't really have anywhere to work. Alright, once we got that, while I was doing that, I was actually looking over here and noticing in the bearing, I forgot about these. So it has 2 screws of its own, so maybe we don't need this. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to use them anyway. I'm also going to tighten these. And then if I find problems with that brake rubbing, like it already was, I'll take one off and I'll move it out there and we'll give some space for that. So for now, we'll tighten these down into the axle, and then we'll get our wheels on. Give it one small little tug, and we're good there. Then we'll go ahead and do the same thing over on the other side. Give it a small tug. Good enough. So we're set there. So the next thing we need to find out is if our wheels are going to fit. So it's not inflated yet, not too worried about it. Right now we just need to make sure it's going to fit where we want it to fit. So we'll get it on. Oh, that's going to be perfect. So if you look out here, we got plenty of room on our nut side, and we're going to have, it's going to be close there, if you can tell, straight up. And this is probably going to come out a little bit like that. So we're going to have plenty of room there. So what we're going to do is get a collar on here and a key, slide it on. Then we're going to get these wheels mounted. This one's already mounted. Blow them up and get them on and see what we got. Let's get to it. Alright, I've never done this before. I've always wanted to do this. There's all kinds of videos on this. This will be our first time. We're gonna do very little bit. 2 squirts. One small, oh, that's not gonna work. One small one. I feel like that was a lot. And one small one. Done. Alright, I've seen these light on fire. And all we have is a little short guy. Alright, we got starter fluid in. Here we go. Ready?
Yeah.
We're going to use a piece of paper. Didn't do anything. Nothing. Let's go a little more. Ready? I'm scared. You scared?
Yeah.
Me too.
What?
You ready?
Yeah. What does it do?
Nothing.
Oh no!
Now our paper's on fire. Well, that didn't do anything.
What's it supposed to do?
It's supposed to blow the tire up.
How?
I don't know. Science. One more time. It worked!
It worked.
We're going to show you how to get the tire on. So, what we're going to do, we're going to go collar, get a key ready, and slide it over. Alright, so that's going to be how we want that. We're going to want the valve to the outside, of course. And one thing I didn't cut for was a keyway for the tire. So we're gonna measure that quick. I'll cut one for each tire and we'll come back. Alright, once we get our key stock cut, all we're gonna do is slide the wheel on, put our key in, and slide that through. So now all we need to do is find out where our axle nut is going to work best. So what I'm going to do is get that started. Hopefully that does not want to go on. Oh good. I was a little worried I didn't have an open-ended big enough, which I didn't. So we have to use a adjustable, but same thing. The nice part about it is the wheel is keyed, so if I hold the wheel in place, I can get the nut on. And maybe we don't need a 1/4 inch because that's getting pretty tight. Right there. Maybe we'll make it flush. Oh no, there you go. Maybe it's just the wheel. Alright, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to leave it right about there. I don't have a 1/4 inch, maybe 8, maybe a little over. But now, what I'm going to do is push the wheel out. Whoa! We're just going to push the wheel out, just like that. I'm going to slide that in there, and we're going to tighten this collar down. Then we'll jump to the other side, and we should be set on the axle. And this one I want to get real tight. These things came with a little blue Loctite on them. So hopefully that's going to help keep these in place and our wheel doesn't slide. And now that I got all that on, I was looking on the ground and the brake. So we'll take that other wheel off over there, take the collar off, slide this on, and do that side all over again. First, we will cut a piece of stock to fit the brake drum as well. Thanks for joining me on this painful to watch journey. Collar back on, our wheel back on, and our axle nut back on. Alright, now we got that set up. I'm still going to order the collars because I like the way they don't interfere with the bar. They don't tighten into the bar. When you tighten these set screws here, you see that they leave little marks. So if you keep leaving them in the sides here like that, they're going to eventually, right there like that, eat away at your bar. So you have to keep smoothing that out in case you need to do work, slide things on and off. So we got all that set. Sprocket's still loose, but we got set screws for that. We're gonna get the engine, set it up here, see what it looks like. Alright, we're going to cut it right there. It's probably going to be a pretty long video, but we got the axle from one end to the other fully installed, each component. We made a few mistakes along the way. We also got to blow up a tire, so that was cool. First time ever on that. Thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for watching all the videos. Hopefully this one can reach 100 views and beyond. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below. I appreciate it, and we'll see you next time.